So the last exercise I would like to do, the last exercise I'd like to show you is the back, lat, and shoulder rolling exercises. Again, for foot problems, it's not directly impacting your foot necessarily, but it's all connected. So especially for running, you're using your arms, you're rotating, you're lifting your legs at the same time. And some people, a lot of people have a forward head position or rounded shoulders. And if one shoulder's rounded more than the other, then that arm's going to swing inside versus the other. It's going to create asymmetries. The other thing that a forward shoulder does, or rotation that only goes to one side versus the other, it's going to create neck problems, because now if my body is, say, rotated this way, but my head is looking that way, I'm going to develop a lot of tightness through here, and I'm going to have to compensate with this shoulder. So you're going to have muscle imbalance. Almost everybody's going to have muscle imbalance. We live asymmetric lives, whether it's driving or just sitting with our legs crossed or always looking to one side. It's our habits of everyday life that sort of screw us up. So we can do the best we can. We can't fix everything, and we can't be perfect, but we can do the best we can. So rolling out the backs can be simple, or the back can be simple. You just lay on the roller. This is a very relaxing way to do it as well. And I just sort of start mid-back. I don't really go lower back with anything like this. And I put my arms around my head, and I just sort of move it back and forth. And I just kind of work up and down. Try not to go too far to one side or the other, because you could really dig into a shoulder blade or a vertebrae, and it can make it very uncomfortable. One of the good ways to release some of your thoracic spine would be to prop yourself up. You pull your chin to your chest, and then this is a hard thing, but then you just kind of try to drop back. With your chin to your chest, you try to fall back on the other side of the roller at different levels. And sometimes you'll feel a crack or a pop, and that's your thoracic vertebrae releasing. So I would just spend like maybe 30 seconds to a minute doing that. It's a good way to get loose. You can also lay the roller lengthwise, and you can just lay on it and just let everything open up, and do some breathing. Lats, again, very important, because they're going to be necessary for proper shoulder movement. You would just lay on your side, and then you just kind of roll back and forth. And then you just really find the spots kind of right up underneath your shoulder blade. This can be really painful, especially if you're working out. So you just want to touch these areas. You don't want to spend a whole lot of time doing it. Lastly, shoulders and pecs. Now, this is, again, really, really important. You can use trigger point ball, big or small, and you want to get it right sort of, so this will be my left pec, left shoulder. I want to kind of get right in that middle space, right about here. And I kind of push in and then circle it around. You can lean into a door jamb as well, and then you can move your arm back and forth. Elbows up and just kind of rotating in and around. You'll find the spots. It works great. And the other part is in the traps is I'll actually lean into a door jamb, and just kind of as I lean into it, I'll let my shoulders relax, and I'll move it back and forth, and you'll get that area that's gets tight and causes tension headaches a lot too. So if you have problems up in here, that's a really good way to do it. The other thing that I'll do is I'll take a smaller ball, one of the trigger point balls, I'll put it in a compression sock, and I'll have it in my car, and then you can just sort of throw it over your shoulder. You can find the spot, and then you just lean back into the car. If you have a certain knot, a lot of times right underneath your shoulder blade, your scapula, on the inside is your levator muscle, which goes right up into your base of your head. And that muscle, when people are constantly shrugging their shoulders or under tension or stress, that muscle oftentimes is really jacked up. And if you're just driving home and you have a little bit of a tension headache, sometimes putting that ball right in that spot, just kind of leaning against it as you're driving, is a mindless thing that you can do that can be very, very helpful for you. Again, just to reiterate, foam rolling is really, really helpful. The more you do it, the better off it's going to work for you. The more consistent you are, the better outcome you're going to have from doing it. And lastly, don't hurt yourself. Have fun with it. Target the areas that hurt the most, that need it the most. And if something is really hurting significantly, then definitely back off and call it off.